Welcome back. We're following breaking news. We're learning now that convicted cop killer Troy Davis has now been executed. And
Curtis McLeod joins us now live with the mother of Mark McPhail, the person he's convicted of killing, with that live interview. Curtis? Okay, we're having trouble getting to Curtis right now, but we'll go back to her in just a little bit.
Just to recap, CNN was saying that the execution was going to start at 11:10, which was roughly 2 minutes ago, and that the execution would proceed at that time. Again, Curtis McLeod is with the McPhail family, and we're getting word from them that process has started. We're going to check back in with Curtis in just a little bit to give you more details as they come in.
And a little bit of a timeline. It all started, he was supposed to be executed at 7 o'clock. Here's a live look now at Jackson, Georgia, where apparently people are getting word that Troy Davis has died by lethal injection just in the last few minutes, and he was supposed to die at 7 o'clock. Then of course they had last minute appeals. The U.S. Supreme Court did agree to look at the case, but around 10 o'clock tonight they decided to not block that execution, and it apparently has happened in the last few minutes.
And you see, though, there have been protesters out there all day. You see folks gathering up, apparently getting word. Now this is the head of the NAACP. They're giving them word. Apparently the execution has happened and looks to be a peaceful gathering of folks. There's a very huge show of police presence there. There's a riot police and lots of folks from the Georgia State Patrol there just to make sure that this crowd stayed under control, but they have been fairly peaceful, it appears, all evening. And again, now getting the news that, as we are learning, that Troy Davis has now been executed.
And we heard from Al Sharpton earlier today. The hundreds of protesters out there, we heard them chanting, we heard them singing, but it's a much different mood now at about 11:15 Eastern time, as they have found out word that Troy Davis has died by lethal injection, convicted of killing Mark McPhail, the Columbus native and Savannah police officer. And McPhail's family, I know this has been a long time coming for them. They say they were just seeking justice and that they would not be triumphant or happy after this death took place tonight either.
And some of Mark McPhail's siblings were there for the execution. His mother did not go. She said she would wait to get the news here at her home here in Columbus, and apparently she has gotten that news and conveyed to us that she has learned that Troy Davis, the man convicted of killing her son, has now been executed. Let's listen live now to Mrs. McPhail and her reaction.
Works that through my mind now and get kind of work through that right now, that it's finally over. So I don't know how I'm going to act tomorrow or the next day, but I will try to do my best and pick up pieces again and live a peaceful, quiet life without having to worry about seeing my son on the TV all the time or going to court all the time.
Say something to Mark.
What I would say to Mark now? I haven't been talking to him all evening, I tell you that. And I said, please, honey, let it be over soon. And I talked to my husband too, because I know they're both sitting up there together. I said, please let it be over soon. Please let us have some peace. And I can hear him say, Mumsy, don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. So.
What's next?
For me now?
What's next? Yeah, for you, your family, everybody, now that this is over.
I really don't know how the other one's going to react to the whole thing. The one I'm worried the most is my son Bill, because he has really suffered the whole 22 years under this. I hope that he has become part of the person that he was before, that this has finished it for him too, that he can relax now. I just hope that, well, I know tomorrow I probably not have any peace because everybody's going to go crazy. But what I really hope for is that I can just relax.
She said what I really hoped for.
And say, this is it now. That's the only thing I can feel that I probably will do. So, because this has been unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And you heard live from Annalise McPhail there, the mom of Mark McPhail, and we are being told now the official time of death for Troy Davis, convicted of killing her son, was 11:08 p.m. tonight.
And your heart just goes out for her. She, that family has been through so very much, and this now brings to an end a 22-year, must have been a nightmare for that family. And you have some empathy and sympathy as well for the Davis family. No one wants to lose a child or a brother or sibling. So, but this case now has come to an end. Troy Davis has been executed. Official time of death, 11:08. Of course, we'll continue to follow the story and keep you updated with any developments.
And so many people praying and supporting both families of Mark McPhail and Troy Davis. And we'll, of course, have follow-ups to this story coming up tomorrow on Newsleader 9.
All righty. We're going to take a break and be back with more in just a moment. Stay with us.